Come on in, sit back and relax. You're listening to the WealthTech Today podcast. I'm your host, Craig Iskowitz, and this podcast is all about wealth management technology, the trends, the news, the updates. We cover it all. And this episode, I was at the Envestnet Advisor Summit out in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I managed to get a hold of Bill Crager. We're going to hear the interview in just a few minutes. And I've known Bill for quite some time. And, I've had him on the podcast before and interviewed him pretty much in depth. You should take a look at, listen to our earlier episode. It's a couple of years ago where I just spent some time talking to Bill about his history and how he got in the business and some of the things, what kind of makes him tick. So I think you'll like reading that. And we really want to talk about strategy with Bill. Where the company's going, what's some of the interesting stuff they're working on. We work with a lot of Envestnet clients on the broker dealer side, large RIAs, and even some banks. So we know the platform pretty well. So I'm always interested to hear what Bill has to say and kind of dig in a little bit to find out where things are going. So please, take a listen to this episode. And a couple quick housekeeping notes before we continue. Please subscribe to the show wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss an episode. Make sure to check out our sponsor, the Invest in Others Charitable Foundation at investinothers.org. And now let's kick this thing off. I'm here at the Envestnet conference, and my guest is co-founder and CEO, Bill Crager. Bill, welcome.
Craig, it is good to see you. Thank you for being here. It's pretty awesome.
It's awesome to be here.
It is.
After
great.
3 years.
Lots of energy too. I'm excited about it. I'm so thrilled to be back in person with so many of our clients. It's awesome.
It's great to be on the road again. It's great to see clients. It's great to have everyone together. Just want to jump right in.
Yep.
And in your keynote, which was fantastic, what really great, you really kind of summarized everything we've missed the past 3 years.
Yeah.
But one thing you mentioned was you spoke about connecting people who are passionate and vital, curious and caring. So how do you see your platform basically connecting all the dots in an advisor's business?
Yeah, I mean, the advice business is a human business. It's not a technology business. It's not a data business. And people matter. And so those connections between people are the essential element of advice. Now, the future model, I believe, is what we call this hybrid. Human expert plus machine is where the power comes from, because the data plus technology creates scale, creates the ability for personalization at scale, to do more for more people, and do that on a continuous basis. And so the future that I see and what we're trying to engineer is to drive the humanity, but power it with more data and technology.
Drive the humanity.
Yes.
Is a good way to put it.
Yep.
So you mentioned personalization at scale. So I've heard that many times, and it's sort of a buzzword,
Yeah.
hyper-personalization. I heard Brandon called it dynamic personalization.
That's correct.
Are you doing anything different about that? And I want to kind of lead into the data conversation.
Yeah.
So data really drives personalization.
Yes. So data is central to the strategy, and Envestnet has a very unique data set because we serve over 30 million individuals with our Yodlee application every day. We serve more than we're the leading financial planning software, and then we are serving nearly 20 million investor accounts every day. You bring that data set together, Craig, and that is the most robust data information about people's money really in the country. So, okay, that's interesting how you bring that together so that you can surface that area of personalization. So it's different for you than it is for me. And the scale of the data really drives that.
One thing I've written about your acquisitions is that I thought they were all data plays,
Mm-hmm.
especially Yodlee, which is obvious, a data play. And that got some bad press, but I know I wrote about how the opportunities there are tremendous, right, and where we're going with the business. And when you purchased Money Guide Pro, I also said that was a data play because no one's really not monetizing, but getting into all that data. 2 million plans, 11 million plans created. No one's looked at that across and analyzed it and done any kind of peer analysis. That's something you could feed into Yodlee, feed into Wheelhouse Analytics.
That's correct. So it's exactly how we think about it. And that's the underpinning, that's the foundation. And then upon that foundation, okay, how do you make that data layer smarter? And that's the work we're doing. And I talked today about it. Today we make 11 million insights a day that are helping advisors identify opportunities, understand and forecast risks, meaning are clients unhappy, and then make more efficient the way you're doing things. So we're providing 11 million of those suggestions a day. How are we doing that? That's happening through our intelligence in our data. It's AI. And the AI is derived from the Yodlee business. And we've kind of crossbred it across the entire enterprise. What you're beginning to get a sense of here at Envestnet is the Yodlee acquisition, fully integrating that into advice, and it's a game changer.
Oh, indeed. And you're sort of a victim of your success, if you think about it. It's the innovator's dilemma.
Yeah.
In order to reach the levels you have in your market share penetration, which is the number one in all areas, you're going to build tech debt because it takes time to get there.
That's correct.
And then you also have startups that are coming out that have unique ways to building things and are starting on new technology. They have an advantage, but they don't have the data you have. So investing in data, I see, is a tremendous value that it builds a moat really around your client base.
Well, when I look at the competitive set, it is the data that is such a differentiator for Envestnet, and it's very hard to replicate. I'm not going to say it's impossible to replicate, but it's going to be very hard for somebody to pull those pieces and that data set back together. And we've been at it for 22 years, Craig. So I was a young guy back then, but look where we are, right? Extraordinary success. I'm so in awe of it and proud of it. But what we've spent the last 2 years really focused on is executing to bring the environment into the cloud. On top of that cloud, create a layer. I'm not going to get too technical, but where APIs can power these experiences. So the data sits in the cloud. We're powering experiences. That could be a client portal, groundbreaking what we're doing there. It could be the advisor's dashboard, groundbreaking what we're doing there. And we're moving more and more into this advisor's business and connecting all those parts. I think we're groundbreaking there. It's using the data, experiences that make a difference to the end client, to the advisor's advice, and then to the advisor's business, and trying to do that, empowering that across the board.
One thing I noticed a number of years ago, even as I was going back through all my keynote notes from back to 2015, is when Judd started talking about, now he didn't use the word financial wellness, but he was talking more about financial planning, becoming the centerpiece of advisors' business. And then every year it started getting more and more. They came to a financial wellness and now where you are now. So how do you see that driving how you make decisions?
Well, the crazy thing is, and this is the truth, we envisioned, and what we've been building and the parts we've been investing in have been to bring a person's financial life together. And when you do that, we believe that you create more understanding, more confidence that elevates into something that's ultimately being financially well, whatever that is. But the way we're defining it today is calling it the intelligent financial life. What is that? Connecting your daily financial ins and outs and all the transactions and everything, all the confetti of your money that goes everywhere each day, hard to understand, bringing that together, then connecting it to your long-term goals. That's data that drives both of those parts. That's planning, Yodlee, connected by solutions in between. Those are the rails. And really, that's the work we've been doing, Craig. Put it in the cloud, connect them to experiences, and then bring them back through an execution engine that trades more than anybody, that has more accounts that we're opening, that is connected to more asset managers, insurers, credit providers, et cetera. And that's the work that we've been doing the last 2.5 years to deliver it. And I am so excited with the progress we've made. And I think I can sense the energy, and folks here at the Advisor Summit, how energized they are seeing what we've done.
And also your business is so diverse and so large. Coming here might be the first time some people see everything in one place, all the different parts and moving pieces of what you do. And the intelligent financial life, if I put my marketing hat on, is a great tagline. Right? If even financial wellness was a good tagline at the time, because it changes the conversation away from, well, you guys just manage our investments, to no, we're looking at the entire holistic view. Right.
And people don't have it. So when you say to someone, I can show you the entirety of your financial life and help you make sense and balance these things, the money you're spending today and where you want to go in the future. I mean, people say, no, that's a mess. It's a black hole, right? And if you look at where our client portal is and some of the other environments that we've launched, that's the bringing together of it. And to me, it is so powerful. I told the story in in my speech today about that advisor who sat back there and he said, it was so funny because he said, what is this amazing thing? And then he said, this isn't software as a service, this is relationships as a service. I mean, that's incredible. And what the potential for that is, I think is just so significant. We're excited about it.
Well, it all links back to your insights, which all links back to data. And if you can provide value to advisors more than just snappy technology or great UI, but real advice to them that says, here's what you should be doing next. Here's the client you should talk to today. Here's what the investments you should put them in. And here's why. That endears you to the client.
Yeah, I think so. And you said something a little earlier about some of the smaller wealth techs and fintechs. They're doing extraordinary things. We want them in the ecosystem. It's not like us against them. It is now we're in a developer environment where our APIs are out on the web. I mean, they're there. People can begin to engage with us and enter the door into this ecosystem to grow. That's a good thing for us, and it's a great thing for our clients. And I think it changes the dynamic in the space because to build that distribution, to have that many users is a long road. I will tell you, it's a very long road. We're so fortunate that Envestnet is in that position, but we can grow and enrich that position because we're going to open our doors to everyone.
Would you allow Stark to say, leverage your portfolio accounting engine and build on top of that?
That's correct. Yeah. So the thing that I'm focused on from a strategic standpoint are the rails, the underpinning, portfolio accounting, trading, things like billing, reporting. There could be choice in reporting and things like that, but some of those fundamental infrastructure pieces are key to us. Everything else is an experience. Empower that experience, whether it's a risk score or it's an ESG platform, a type of performance report, even a rebalancer. We want to be open.
So you're sort of taking the HP point of view where you're going to be cannibalizing some of your businesses, theoretically, if you're allowing competitors to build on top, but better that you do it and gain the revenue than someone else to do it to you.
Because of the scope of what we do, we can't be the best in everything. We want to be the best in everything. So you do that through partnership and not try to fight every fight, Craig. And that's been been a couple of light bulb moments inside Envestnet. I remember when I talked to the PMC team in the early days, I said, hey, look, we're going to let everybody manage their own assets and have strategists do what we do. It was a revolt. So what, Bill, you're destroying our business. Well, that was about $5 trillion ago. So I think this is that sort of same light bulb. We do not have to build everything here. We need the infrastructure to enable it here. And the data is what really opens that up to us. So you're so ahead of it when you say that data has been the fundamental strategy, because that is the truth.
Yeah, I think it helped you get to where you are now. It's going to help you defend your business because everyone's now gunning for you, now you're the leader, which is what happens.
Which is funny, but card tables and 28.8 modem, and we were going to disrupt financial services. That was the honest truth. What sort of audacity was that?
Well, when old tech guys get together, they say, 28.8 modem. I wasn't a 14.4. Come on, what's this 28.8? We would have killed for a 28.8 modem.
Mindspring was my ISP. It dates myself a little bit.
I still have my CompuServe address.
That's great.
I'd like to take a break from this episode to talk about our sponsor, the Invest in Others Foundation. The Invest in Others Foundation is running the Invest in Others Awards, which is a program that recognizes the charitable work of financial advisors in communities across the country and around the world. Awards are presented at their signature event, the annual Invest in Others Awards Gala. Over 600 advisors and financial services executives attend this premier event to celebrate those individuals that actively give back to their communities. I've gone to, I think, the last 3 award galas. They had to cancel it for COVID, and then they canceled it again last year, 2021. It was normally in September, October timeframe, but hopefully they'll have it again this year. So there are 5 categories of awards that recognize the distinct ways that advisors have made a difference through their work with a nonprofit. So the nominations deadline is April 1st. That's less than a month. Just go to investinothers.org and you can click on the nominate, click here to nominate link and nominate an advisor. If they win in one of the 5 categories, which are Catalyst Award, Community Service Award, Volunteer of the Year Award, Lifetime Achievement Award, and Emerging Impact Award, they can win, let's say, finalists in all categories, receive $25,000 for their charity. The winners in the Catalyst Community Service, Next Gen, and Volunteer of the Year categories receive $50,000. The advisor who receives the Lifetime Achievement Award receives $75,000. That's a lot of money for a charity, can really help. I've been lucky enough to be on the nominating committee, the awards committee, the judging committee for a bunch of these different awards. It's really hard. These advisors do some great work, both local communities in the US, in South America, in Central America, in Africa, in Asia, across the world, and right here at home. All kinds of great stories, great charities that help people of all ages, shapes, and sizes. You should nominate someone and also donate. Your company will probably match your donation, which provides twice the benefit. Please go to investinothers.org. Thanks.
So, and I see other competitors copying you, like
Yeah.
Orion came out with Protect, Live, Dream.
Yep.
So they're all seeing that you want to move to that more of a wellness message.
It's look, the great people in our industry, and there are great things happening, and it is a strange experience to be recognized as the I'm often here like you're the market leader, you're a dominant player. Well, numbers say so, but I don't operate that way. I am as leaned in as I've ever been in my life,
Right.
to continue to drive. And I said this in my opening remarks today, is we are passionate about advice, because the power of advice changes people's lives. So we're going to do it. Competitors are going to do it, and that's good. That's good for the American family. And innovation begets innovation. We'll do some smart things. They're going to do some smart things. We'll learn from each other.
Let's shift gears. I wanted to talk about the exchanges.
Yeah.
Another move I really liked, because back to you being the leader, once you hit the market share levels you're at now, it's hard. Every additional incremental percentage point is much more difficult to get. So what's the next step is get more wallet share. So what else can we sell them?
Yep.
So going into the exchanges, again, head of the curve. How is that going?
So the whole strategy there was about holistic advice. Once you have the data and then you have the plan, money guide, right? Then that plan is not saying, oh, you need a 60-40 portfolio. It's saying, here's your household, here's your life. How are you going to get there? That's investments, that's insurance, it's credit, and other pieces. We do not have the bandwidth or wherewithal to do it ourselves. So what we decided to do is make investments to accelerate businesses that were subscale but had really interesting technology, Craig, to get us there faster. Fast forward to today, the insurance exchange serves $16 billion in annuity policies. So we are the player all of a sudden. The loan volumes are terrific. We've got our healthcare exchange, Medicare, Intelligent Medicare, that is just rolling out to the market. And the trust exchange is taking a horrible administrative environment and modernizing.
Leveraging Trucendent.
That's correct. So it's Trucendent, it's Advisor Credit Exchange, it's our fiduciary exchange, the insurance platform, and it's health platform.
You can't move fast enough there. Like people think, oh, how can I do so many things at once? Like you've got to keep moving fast, because once the cat's out of the bag, people are seeing that this exchange idea is a great idea. And it's going to be copied. So you got to move fast into other areas.
But make no mistake, Envestnet isn't doing it ourselves. We brought in people and motivated them with equity to go really fast. It's like a red carpet startup, because what are you building into? You're building into Envestnet's distribution underneath the Money Guide financial planning. So it is a win-win-win. You've got entrepreneurs that are hustling and moving so fast, and they stand to benefit profoundly, while our customers benefit as well.
Sure. Like FedEx on the insurance exchange.
Exactly. Yeah, it's awesome.
And they build all the pipes, they run all the
and all the carriers are there, and we're partnered with Simon on some pieces to integrate
Infrastructure
into there.
products.
Exactly. So it all comes together in this. There has been a long kind of whiteboard session that is becoming absolute reality.
But I said that when the insurance exchange was launched, that Envestnet was the only firm in our industry that could do that, because insurance carriers don't want to be compared like that. Like when you're building an exchange, you're saying, here's the data points I want. You all must normalize. Whereas before they're like, well, we've got this and we've got that, and no one really knows. It's hard to compare. So you have to have serious market share and serious clout to go to the carriers and say, we're doing this.
Right.
You want to be on board or you want to be left behind?
Right. And they're benefiting, it's
Well,
a
now they are,
win-win-win. Yeah,
but they
no,
didn't see that in the
no,
beginning.
no. It's taken us a couple of years. I mean,
Yeah.
you want to try to build something complicated, try that platform, insure annuities with some really older technology that supports that industry, but that's okay. That's area for opportunity for us and for the fiduciary exchange team. They're killing it. They're doing great.
And we're finally seeing, at least the demo that Brandon just gave,
Amazing.
it's all coming to pass if it's built out and executed that way, because this is the holy grail that we talked about. When you own MoneyGuide Pro and you can do your plan, you can show them a gap in their retirement expenses and say an annuity fits there. And here's a list of annuities that would be good for you. And now you can buy it all in one place.
That's it.
Right.
So that's powered by data, creating the insights, connected to solutions, and the technology is how we render it. And Craig, it has been a long road, but if you think about our history, the first 20 years, I talked about this earlier, we put the parts on the table. We got every ingredient in the house, if you will. And now the last 2.5 years, we have been so leaned in and focused on bringing it together. There's still some pieces to tie off, but the progress we've made is incredibly meaningful, but you just nailed it. That's exactly what is being, is on the cusp of being delivered to our clients.
One thing I've also talked about in the past, like on my blog and podcast, is this data. Why is it all siloed? It's because it's always been that way. We had CRM data in the CRM database, and financial planning in that database, and portfolio management in that database, and everything's a separate database and they don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
So you have the opportunity now to bring it all in one. Is that something you're working on?
Yeah, that's the unlock with the cloud, right? In our wealth data platform. So Farouk Ferchichi is our new head of data and analytics. He's got, just tremendous, talent and such great experience in this space that we're bringing, disruptive data sense to the wealth business. Our client firms, RIAs and the Tamarack business, they have data everywhere. And we can get it and we can organize it and we can clean it and we can post it to any environment. Simple, but it's a cloud service. It's like AWS or Azure or a Snowflake, but we can do that at scale. And as we do that, data gets a little smarter, gets to know the advisor's business better, and we're working in their ecosystem with their solutions and their advisors' motivations too, to understand, okay, advisors, your outcome, you want to optimize valuation, or do you want to optimize revenue? What's the priority for you? We can help you do that and derive that through data.
I want to talk about data, so the merging of the databases. So you have Microsoft Dynamics for CRM, and MoneyGuide Pro for financial planning, and the Envestnet platform, and then the Tamarack platform. Will you be merging those into one data source, a data lake, or some sort of unified data platform?
That's correct. So we're down the road to doing all of that. So all that data will be in an environment, institutional size environments, AWS, and from there we're able to learn. And we've got Apogee as the layer that then gets to the APIs. Our developer engine today. So our API library out in the market: Yodlee, MoneyGuide, Envestnet, Tamarack. Nothing like that. So developers can access that. Third parties can access that. Other wealth techs can access that to develop in our environment.
Which is revolutionary.
Yeah,
That
never
could
been
be
done.
Disruptive, never been done.
Never.
Let's talk about banking.
Yep.
Do you see banking becoming, now you've got plenty of banks as clients, but on the wealth, really the wealth affiliated parts of it. Do you see yourself moving to more bank related products?
Yeah, I think we want to, ultimately we want to network to a banking platform, and we'll probably network to our client firms that to help them bring those banking services, e-banking services to our network under a white label environment for the advisor to be able to deliver those things. Again, integrate the parts of people's financial lives. It starts with the credit card to the savings account, the checking accounts, and all these things, all the way out to the estate plan. There's no reason we can't network it all. We're not going to do it all, but we'll network to it.
Because that could be a whole new green field for you, where you don't have a lot of footprint, but you have a lot of foots in the door of all these banks.
Right. And I think, of course, and I just think that, again, people look at it and say, well, Envestnet's trying to do too much. The way that architecture is working now is much easier for to integrate these applications into our environment than ever before,
Mhm.
and really offload a lot of the work back to the third party to come into your environment. And we're building out that partner team, that the way that we're doing security there, the way we're doing due diligence there, and the way that we're offering those and introducing those solutions to our advisors. So it's coming along. I see an entire column, a whole P&L in our business around partnerships that'll emerge over the next couple of years.
Why not? It'd be like your own Apple Store, your own Salesforce app exchange.
Yeah. I think we're well positioned to do it, and I believe that because of our architecture, because of our reach, because of our ambition to drive this intelligent financial life, it's kind of all natural.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I want to talk about something you announced today, which is the Truelytics acquisition.
Yep.
And I've been following them for at least since 2018. And that's a whole nother part. Again, this fits into the wheelhouse analytics, to the data analytics business with business valuation. So why did you make that acquisition, and how is it going to be helping the rest of the business?
Yeah, I showed something today which really tracks, how if you're providing advice to a client, what is the impact on your revenue, and then the profile of that revenue, fee-based, outside managed, demographic of the client, all leads ultimately to evaluation. And so we're able to connect those data points, and an advisor is always thinking, okay, how do I optimize the value of my business? How do I grow top line? How do I do it more efficiently on the bottom line? In the past, we've been all on the advice side of the ledger.
Mhm.
Now we've moved to the other side of the ledger, which is how do we help advisors grow and partner with them? So that's a data exercise. Truelytics has done a very good job there. We see it helping advisors value their business, but Craig, we will take that and grow that for all small and medium-sized businesses. So think about our client base again. Banks. Banks lend to who?
Small
medium
businesses.
business. And we build a portal powered by Yodlee and our data for a small business to understand their borrowability, all their finances, all networking, their QuickBooks, and all their other applications into a dashboard that looks like the advisor's dashboard, but helps small and medium-sized businesses. So if you're an advisor and you have a small business owner, my goodness. If you're a bank and you want to lend to a small business, oh my goodness. And Truelytics is going to help us build a valuation mechanism that sits under all of that.
And Yodlee was also doing helping firms predetermine mortgages and other loans by doing searches and looking at data.
We do that.
Pre-qualify.
We pre-qualify, and we use that technology today on our ACE platform, our credit exchange, and then we do that for a lot of banks where we're helping them do pre-qualification. Okay, you can apply that in a lot of different instances inside our ecosystem.
And that whole ACE exchange helps with this as well, because you've already got that experience,
That's
understanding how lending works and building all the pipes and
all the pre-approval kind of happens in our data set, and we're able. What's kind of cool is each day you can publish a borrowability for that client, so you know what you can borrow.
And also, I know Truelytics, they were downloading the QuickBooks data from the RIAs.
That's correct.
And that's tremendous data source you can mine for peer benchmarking.
Absolutely, but also returning back to them business intelligence that blows you away. I mean, and then you get a real good sense of what's driving valuations out there, and get a better understanding of the actual transactions that are happening in the advisor space, and what's being valued and how those are being structured.
There's just more and more work to do. You're creating more work for yourself.
I've told you earlier, we've had, it's been an extraordinary couple of years. Of course, we had the tragedy in October of 2019. It takes your breath away. And, there's a determination that comes with it, though, because Judd and myself and the team, for 20 years had built the business. The last 2.5 years, we've been dead focused on bringing it all together. And I am as leaned in as I've ever been, and more excited about the future than I've ever been, really, honestly.
Well, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, Craig, it's great. Always love talking to you. You're wonderful. Thank you.
Hey, it's Craig again. So what are my takeaways? Well, I mean, there's so much going on. There's so much to talk to Bill about. I had to squeeze in a lot. So, I really love what they're talking about. It's working backwards. The Truelytics acquisition, I think it's great. I've been following them since 2018. It's going to really add some great value to their data portfolio, their peer benchmarking. I think they're only scratching the surface of what they can offer to advisors. We didn't talk about the client portal very much, but the client portal looks really good from the demo I saw. It's sort of bringing everything together that they've been promising for years. So I'd love to see them be able to execute and get exactly what I saw on their MVP out into the market. And finally, what do I pick next? Move into banking. That's got to be big, where he sees that as a whole nother area of the green pasture for Envestnet to work into the banking end of the business, partnering with different firms. And their open APIs, where they think that they're going to allow other vendors and competitors and other startups to leverage their platform to build out new and better stuff in the wealth management business. So you've reached the end of this episode. Before I forget, please go to our website, EzraGroupLLC.com. Scroll to the bottom of the homepage and sign up for our newsletter. Once a month, you'll receive an email chock full of wealth management goodness, news, analytics, updates, links. You will not be disappointed. That's all for this week. I'll talk to you again next time.